Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott's Selections here for Friday, September 11th. Before we get into today's play, that a quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a nice, easy winner with the Lakers and Rockets under 220.5, which was available on DraftKings at minus 108. A lot of money came in on the under and ended up closing at roughly 218. Completely sweat-free win, as you saw at the end of the first quarter in the first half, that there was pretty much no way this game was going over. Rockets gave it a bit of a run late, cut it to 5, but at the end of the day, the Lakers held on. And this game ended up going under by about 10 points. So we picked up a nice, easy winner, which takes us to Friday's card, which has a bit more action in the NBA, as instead of having one game on the card, you have two. We're going to be looking at the late game. We're going to be looking at Game 7 here between the Boston Celtics and Toronto Raptors. And the play that is going to be on the under 203.5, which is available on DraftKings at minus 109. Now, I know at first glance you're seeing 203.5 in today's NBA. There's no way I can take the under. And my answer to that would be to just keep in mind the fact of how the series has played out. If you want to break down each individual game in the series, it is worth mentioning that there's been 6 games in the series played. Only one of the last 6 have actually gone over the 203.5 total in regulation, which was Game 3. Every other game, you had the last game that went to double overtime. They totaled less than 200 in regulation. Game before that, exactly 200. Game before that, 193. Then you had the 207 game, which ended up going over, which was the buzzer beater by Anunoby. Other than that, you had the Celtics winning Game 2, which totaled 201. So these games have been very low scoring, and 203.5 might seem low. I think it makes a lot of sense why why money has been on the under. It's been bet down from 208 to roughly 203.5. But the total might not even be low enough based on what we've seen in the series. And the second reason, this will be the third Game 7 of the playoffs. The first one, of course, was the Nuggets-Jazz Game 7, followed by the Thunder and Rockets Game 7. And some trends to note in those 2 Game 7s that have already been played, those games were under by a lot. You had the Nuggets game that went under and ended up totaling in the 150s, which won't happen anytime soon, but still that game went under. Then you had the Thunder game, which ended up totaling, I believe it was 206, but the total in that game was like 217 or so. So both games have gone under by double digits in Game 7s, and I think you should see something similar in this game. The thing you have to wonder here is, are both teams a lock to get to 100 points? And the answer is probably not. Toronto and Boston are both elite defensive teams. They've been trying to feel each other out for the entire series, and as a result, you got 7 games, and every single game has been, or most of the games have been competitive. And you have had defensive showcases for pretty much all the games, where at least one of these two teams have shown up defensively as an elite level. And you have seen both defenses show up for a number of these games. But 203.5 might seem low. I don't think it's low enough. I think this game probably should end somewhere in the realm of about, I'm going to say 98, 95. I think this game should be very close. I don't think either team would get to 100. And for that reason, I think that 203.5 is still a little bit too high of a total. So the play today, once again, for Friday, September 11th, is going to be on the Raptors and the Celtics under 203.5 in Game 7, which is available at minus 109 on DraftKings. That's been the installment of Scott's Selections here for September 11th. Good luck to all of you and your respective bets today. Bye, everyone.